I've never had zucchini so delicious. My neighbors even knock on my door and request the recipe. So today I'm sharing it with you. Begin by getting 2 zucchinis, cutting them in bite-sized pieces. It is a therapeutic process. Well, at least. I like to do this as I discuss the events of the day with my children. When you're done, add a sprinkle of salt to the zucchini. That takes the extra moisture off and prevents the dish from becoming soggy later. Cutting the zucchini into cubes is easy. Just try to keep them even. I like mine about the size of sugar cubes. It doesn't have to be perfect. This dish is super forgiving, which is why I make it so often during busy weeks. You know, last time I made this, my son came in and said, "Is that the good zucchini thing again?" That's what he calls it, the good zucchini thing. When you're done chopping, transfer it all to a bowl and add a bit of salt. That salt will pull out some of the liquid, so the casserole stays rich, not watery. Just give it a minute. We'll come back to it shortly. By the way, if you're enjoying this recipe and want to support the channel a little more, there's a new Super Thanks button just below. It adds a fun animation, and your comment gets a special highlight. I read every single one. While the zucchini is resting, let's get the eggs ready. We'll need 3 of them. Just crack them into a mixing bowl. Add a pinch of salt, some black pepper, and a little turmeric. Turmeric adds a warm color and a subtle flavor that makes the whole dish feel extra cozy. If you don't have turmeric, try smoked paprika or a dash of cumin. They'll give a different twist, but still taste amazing. Now, pour in about 150 milliliters of milk. That's roughly 2/3 of a cup. Give it all a good whisk until the mixture is smooth and golden. And while we're stirring, can I ask something fun? From which city or country are you watching today? I love seeing where everyone is tuning in from. Leave me a comment below. Now let's move on to the onion. I'm using 1 medium onion, yellow or white, whichever you prefer. Peel it and chop it finely. If your eyes start watering, here's a tip. Chill the onion in the fridge for 10 minutes before cutting. It really helps. Next, pour a little olive oil into a pan and heat it over medium. Once it's warm, add the chopped onion and stir gently. The smell of onion sizzling in olive oil always reminds me of family dinners. Simple, cozy, and full of love. Next, we add the onion to the pan and let it gently sizzle over a medium heat. I like this part particularly. It fills the kitchen with that wonderful, appetizing aroma that draws everybody in, and they'll be asking, "What's cooking?" Stir it periodically. It does not need to be browned, but cooked just long enough that it becomes golden and sweet. And hey, if this recipe already is making you drool, go ahead and hit that like button for us. It is a small effort on your part, but a big assist for our mini kitchen here. Peel a carrot and grate it on the coarser part of your grater. I prefer big shreds for this recipe, as they retain moisture and remain tender even when they're baked. The carrots bring this incredible natural sweetness. It goes so well with the onion. Then, after grating it, you just put it directly into the pan and stir it in with everything. Allow the vegetables to cook together for 3 to 5 minutes. That's when the flavors really come alive. I added a sprinkle of salt to this as well. It gets the vegetables to break down and meld even further. Now let's bring in the garlic, 2 cloves. I usually press them right into the pan, but you can mince them if that's easier. Garlic always feels like the moment when a dish starts to smell like a meal. As soon as it hits the pan, the whole house knows something good is happening. Let it cook for about 2 minutes, just enough to soften and release the aroma. Next up is 1 yellow bell pepper. If you don't have yellow, use red or orange, whatever you have on hand. They all work beautifully. Chop it into small pieces and add it to the pan. Stir everything together and let it cook over medium heat. The pepper brings a touch of sweetness and color. It's like sunshine in a skillet. By the way, I always try to sneak more veggies into our meals. With 2 kids, it's a bit of a game sometimes, but this recipe makes it easy. Nobody ever complains when the kitchen smells this good. Let the vegetables cook together for a few minutes until they start to soften. This step builds the base of our casserole. It's where all the cozy flavors come together and get ready for the oven. While everything's simmering, I'd love to hear from you. What kind of recipes would you like to see more of on this channel? Quick dinners? Healthy meals? Maybe cozy old-fashioned dishes like Grandma used to make? Let me know in the comments. I really read them, and your ideas help me plan what to cook next. And who knows, maybe your favorite dish will be in the next video. Now it's time for 1 fresh tomato. I like to choose one that's firm but ripe. It adds a little acidity and juiciness to balance out the sweetness from the carrots and peppers. Chop it into small pieces and add it straight into the pan with the rest of the veggies. Give everything a good stir and let it cook just a bit until the tomato softens and blends in. By the way, I made this dish last weekend when my sister came over. She's not usually a fan of zucchini, but she had seconds and then asked for the recipe. That's when I knew I had to share it with you. Okay, now back to our zucchini. And hey, if you're still watching, thank you. Cooking is always more fun when I get to share it with you. Let's keep going. Meanwhile, go back to the zucchini you seasoned earlier. You can see that it has let out some water. Just squish it in your hands or push on it in a colander. This keeps the completed dish firm and not mushy. Place the zucchini in the pan. Combine it with the vegetables so that it is well incorporated. This is my favorite part. It is as if all the flavors and color get together in a happy pan at last. Make sure that it is well mixed. You must be able to find a little of everything in every bite of the casserole. Now that everything's cooked and combined, it's time to season. Add a pinch of salt, a bit more black pepper, and some Italian herbs. Those dried mixes with oregano, basil, maybe thyme. They make everything smell like Sunday dinner. Give it all a final stir, and now we're ready for the baking dish. Spoon the vegetables evenly into a casserole dish. I like to use ceramic, but glass or metal works fine too. Pour the egg mixture we made earlier right over the top. Make sure it spreads into all the little pockets between the veggies. This is what binds it all together. And can I just say, this already smells amazing, and we haven't even put it in the oven yet. Think someone you know would enjoy this? Hit that share button, because the best recipes are meant to be passed on. Now slice up a ripe tomato and lay it gently over the top. It brings a burst of freshness, a little tang, and that pop of color that makes the whole dish look extra inviting. Sometimes I sprinkle just a pinch of sea salt on top. It really brings the flavor forward. And if you close your eyes, it almost smells like late summer at the farmer's market. Take some mozzarella and grate it on the fine side of your grater. The more shredded the shreds are, the more they melt uniformly and create that perfect cheesy top. I typically use part skim mozzarella, but full fat or even vegan works, is up to you. After grating, sprinkle it liberally across the surface of the casserole. Now slice some green onions and sprinkle them on top of the cheese. That little green gives the dish a fresh finish and a subtle kick of flavor just prior to baking. Now sprinkle the green onions all across the top and finish with a generous layer of mozzarella. It already looks so good, doesn't it? Place the dish in the oven and bake at 180 degrees Celsius, that's 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 25 to 30 minutes, until golden and set. If that gave you an appetite, go ahead and hit that like button. It really means the world to the channel and to me, and I'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Would you leave it as is or put your own twist on it? Some folks adore a sprinkle of feta atop, or even sliced olives. Be creative. I always love hearing your thoughts, and I even experiment with them on my family at times. Now look at that casserole. It's golden, bubbling, and smells like pure heaven. The cheese is properly melted, the herbs are aromatic, and the vegetables underneath are soft and tasty. Let it cool for a bit to set, then cut it into squares and serve. At our home, this dish is gone in a flash. I double this recipe if we're expecting guests. It's such a hit. Serve with a side salad or slice of crusty bread, and dinner is ready. And, by the way, if you haven't subscribed, now is a good moment. More warm, comforting recipes just ahead. Thank you very much for cooking with me today in the kitchen. See you in the next video.